What's good everyone, it's your boy yadiiiigg, 4 eyes, 2 JC up, and today we're here to talk about Playboi Carti. Now, as you guys know, I'm currently in exam season, apologies for the lack of videos, but we'll get back to normal videos shortly. But in this video, I just quickly wanted to touch on At Me. Now, as we know, At Me was released about 2 months or so ago now, and I wanted to give it some time before I made this video because, you know, some songs can take a while to heat up and then labels can kind of turn them into hits later on, but this is definitely not the case. And when we're talking about the delay for a whole lot of red and just like the nothingness from Carti right now, I think this plays into it really deeply, and I want to discuss the stats and everything behind it, so let's get into it.
She live in the Gold Coast and her family super rich. We fucking fall to winter cause she travels spring and summer. The balloon dress me and the major scar my rubbers. I got hoes, when they with me they don't say anything goes. I got hoes, I got hoes.
And with At Me, it was really interesting what we saw happen when it first came out. You know, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware, when it initially got released, you know, we saw a vocal minority of people really hating on it, really not gravitating towards it, who didn't really like the direction of the song. But then there were a lot of Carti fans who really liked it, who came out and defended the song and maybe thought people would latch onto the song and become a hit over time. But what I'm going to break down in this video is a really poor performance of this song. And I did wait a little bit of time to make this video, but that was because I really wanted to wait out and see what this song would become, what the song would turn into. Because, you know, what we see sometimes with songs is that it really takes a while for the songs to click and really turn into hits, and that's because the label gets behind it, the label starts to spend money marketing, get playlisting for the song, etc, because then all of a sudden 2-3 months of the song slowly starting to build, and then it really pops off and the label has really done their job well and the song turns into a hit. But I can basically unequivocally say that this is not going to happen with this song right here. When it initially came out and charted really high on the Billboard Hot 100, as you can see right here, it came out at number 14. People going crazy. I remember on the Carti subreddit, I remember on Instagram pages and stuff like that, people going, what? Carti top 15, this is a hit, etc. But as you can see right here, it only stayed 1 week on the chart, and that is very telling. I always say this in regards to the Billboard charts. You can never judge a hit by the first week the song comes out. It really needs to have that longevity, and this song only staying for 1 week is really telling. But then there are also some other metrics we can look at. So I've just got a couple days and a couple stats, and this super telling. First of all, on the first day it was released, which was the 16th of April, it got 1.1 million streams and was number 5 on the top 200. Pretty good, pretty strong start. Then by the 30th of April, only 14 or so days later, it had 333k streams and was number 64. Then midway through May, bang, 250k streams and 129, and then the very next day on the 15th of May, it fell out of the top 200 completely and never returned. Now that's pretty self-evident right there, and sometimes with these songs, and what I've said in other videos, is that the label doesn't give the push. The label really doesn't put the budget behind the song to make it pop, so the blame isn't always on the song, but it's more so towards the label. But in this case, I can't really say that, because Interscope did do a lot of marketing for the song. Number one, the rollout with all the Twitter promotion, all the noise around Carti, etc, that was really well done. They released the video straight away, and that video did good numbers initially, and on top of this, they did put it in a lot of playlists straight away. We're talking today's top hits, Rap Caviar, Pop Rise, and hip hop hits. I've said this in other videos before, don't want to sound like a broken record, but you guys know playlisting is how songs get on these days. Playlisting is how hits get made, and this isn't even all of it. These are just 4 I picked out, but Interscope definitely tried to put money into this record. But the issue here is, by the end of April, At Me was in basically none of these and was removed from all the big playlists, which is a really bad sign, because if you guys know how playlist works, basically it's a rankings, and then the songs at the top are getting a lot of traction, and then when the song starts to lose steam or it's a bit old, it gets moved down and down in the rankings. So that's when you know a song is on the way out. But if a new song gets put in there initially and then it's basically taken out within a month, that means that the metrics those people are looking at for the playlisting says, take this song out, this isn't performing well, people aren't gravitating towards it, people are skipping it, etc. So that is also really telling. Then on top of this is super interesting is the Spotify listeners. Now I want to say this ahead of time, we can't really look into this too deeply right now, because the fact that he got into the Drake album with Pain 1993 did kind of boost this and did kind of skew this. There is no way he would be in at like 19 million or something if it wasn't for that. But the fact that we've seen this like really profound drop over the last couple weeks right here, as you can see on screen right now, it was up around like 19-18 million. and then it's basically dropped to somewhere around 12 or 13 million right now. As I said, this is kind of skewed because of the whole Drake thing, but overall what we can read from this is that people aren't staying around right now. People are losing interest in Carti right now, and people are losing interest in the record, and that's pretty evident all around the board, from the daily streams of the song to the fact that it's on a playlist to the Spotify stuff right here. And I've said this in other videos before, don't take At Me in a bubble. At Me was meant to be the Kickstarter of the rollout. This is a song that Interscope picked for the first taste of A Whole Lot of Red, and I think personally if At Me was a different song and it connected in a different way, we would be in a different climate. I'm not saying necessarily that A Whole Lot of Red would be out, but the conversations Interscope are having behind the scenes right now, my guess is that they're not good. My guess is that they're wondering how to kickstart the rollout. My guess is they're wondering how to capture people's attention. My guess is they're wondering what song is going to connect, what song is going to be the hit. Whereas if At Me came out and was successful, was a hit, all of a sudden they've got a hit right now booming and they're thinking rollout, they're thinking album time, because they've got the hit and they've got the streams to back it up, whereas that's just simply not the conversation right now, and it's pretty evident that it's completely flopped. So yeah, sorry for the quick video. I'm gonna get back to normal videos really soon. I got 2 more exams this week. Wish me luck. And before we finish this video, guys, I want to give a couple quick shout outs from the Instagram. Shout out to satvic.ag and shout out to xoxoxo513. Big shout out to you guys for following me over on Instagram. Much appreciated. If you guys don't follow your boy at yadiiiigg, make sure to. You guys know what to do. But that's all from me. Thanks a lot for watching. A lot more videos will be coming shortly. I just got to get these exams out of the way, but there are more videos of mine on screen right now. Make sure to check them out if you haven't.